Mark, there's a big argument going on right now amongst commentators and some fans about whether or not Saquon is going to have the type of production that many people think he is. Is he going to basically be worth that contract that the Philadelphia Eagles paid? I've stayed quiet, but I do think it's about time that I kind of put my hat in the ring here and then gave my opinion on whether or not I think the Saquon Barkley signing is going to be impactful for the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, y'all, let's get it. To start with, I think if you're going to answer this, guys, you have to understand the way that touches are manufactured inside of an offense. And you got to know, like, schematically, like, what do teams do? How do they implement certain players? And then I think you get a better feeling for, like, who the player is. Now, I want to say something. I respect the crap out of John McMullen. I think he's a really, really level-headed guy. I think his analysis are normally really, really good. I really disagree with him on his take about Saquon Barkley, though. Because I'm going to be honest. If you're trying to tell me you don't think that Saquon Barkley is going to be impactful for the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm telling you, you haven't looked over the data. Because the simple point is this. If you go look at first down production, right, how you start and how you get your offense moving. If we're going off of what we've been in the past, right, I know you can make the arguments that with Kellen Moore coming in here, perhaps there is a little changing of the guard here. But the simple facts are is if you went back last year and you looked at touches in terms of the combined for like targets through the passing game versus rushing attempts. Well, listen, DeAndre Swift touched the ball or had 154 opportunities. Just called opportunities. DeAndre Swift had 154 opportunities on first down to touch the football. Now, if you compare that to who I think many of us think is the most overall talented player on the Eagles roster from a skill set, you know, the skill position guys, A.J. Brown, 65 targets. I mean, he more than doubled it. He had more than double the opportunities of A.J. Brown on first down to have an impact on the game. Simply put, when you have Jalen Hurts and you have his ability to get you +1 in the running game, I think it matters. I think it's going to matter, right? Because, like, you have to understand the personnel. To where if you look at other teams and other situations, yeah, you're probably going to put the ball maybe a little bit more inside of a guy like, you know, Pat Mahomes' hands. You're going to put the ball, if you go to, you know, the Chargers, right? Justin Herbert, they want to put the ball in his hands more. I think circumstance matters, and I think Jalen Hurts' unique ability to get you +1 in the box, that's got to be factored in here. And on first down, in terms of the Philadelphia Eagles, the running backs touch the ball a crap ton. And I know we all still screamed at times that we were still going away from it too much. And we are still ranked inside the top 10 in terms of, like, total runs. And if you looked at ratio, which I don't know the exact extent of ratio, guys, but I will tell you the three teams I looked at, which were the Chargers, the Cowboys, and the Eagles, if you looked at that ratio on first down, the Chargers had a 47% run-to-pass ratio. The Dallas Cowboys had a 49.9% run-to-pass ratio. I'm just going to say that was a straight-up 50-50 split. And the Eagles had a 51.8 or 52, if you just round that up, % run ratio. Like, their running backs are going to touch the football here in Philadelphia. They're going to be a part of how you get the offense flowing, right? Some teams like to give the quarterbacks easy layups to get them into a rhythm on first down. Other teams like to get the offense moving, the offense flowing by manipulating the boxes and seeing what defenses want to throw at them and playing off of that. And I think that describes the Philadelphia Eagles, to be honest. The second thing I want to talk about, third down production. This is the thing that I think gets left out a little bit, and I think this is the thing where there's some projection involved. I'm projecting here, if I'm going to be honest about it. Simply put, on third down, who led us in terms of the targets? A.J. Brown had the most targets on third down for our receivers. He had 39 targets, which ranked about 14th overall. For clarity, his first down targets, those 65, ranked 5th overall of all the receivers. 14th though on third down. Okay? But when you look at the top 5 guys in terms of touching the ball on third down, it was quarterbacks. Why? Because if you're in a, you know, an advantage, a situation that leads you an advantage, your short yardage, your quarterback's going to be handling a lot of quarterback sneaks and stuff, right, guys? So it shouldn't shock you that Jalen Hurts was number 1, Josh Allen was number 2, Russell Wilson was number 3, Lamar Jackson was number 4, Justin Fields was number 5. And if we carry this conversation out to just include the top 16, you're going to add a couple more quarterbacks into the equation here, guys, because you got to add in Baker Mayfield at number 9. You got to add in Joshua Dobbs at number 11, and then Dak Prescott at number 14. So, yeah, in terms of third down, like, the quarterbacks, generally speaking, they're going to play a role because of those quarterback sneak issues. However, when we filter this down by running backs, this is where it gets interesting when you're trying to take a look at a player such as Saquon Barkley, because I think he fits in to the conversation. Because he had 21 carries on third down on the 2023 season. That's behind the Giants' offensive line. I think this is the other side to it, the projection side to it, of me projecting things. I'm making a projection here that you could theoretically see a slight reduction from Jalen Hurts on those 3rd and shorts and feed that ball into Saquon a little bit more. Now, I don't know exactly how that ratio is going to work out. I don't know that's going to knock Jalen Hurts from being in a top 5 status still amongst carrying the ball. I still think there's reason to suspect he's still going to be in that top 5 status. But I do think that because Saquon is a complete running back, which leads to whether or not the contract is worth it, because you're dealing with a 3-down running back. You're dealing with a guy that doesn't have to come out in certain situations. This is a guy that can accomplish it all. I do think that leads us to wonder if maybe you're going to see a little bit more production coming from Saquon in these type of situations on 3rd down. So to me, that's the other side of things, like when you're looking at 3rd down. Now, the final kind of input in terms of the analytics behind down distance and situational football, if you will. Double-digit leads. The offense and the defense have got to be in harmony with one another, and we've got to be able to capture more double-digit leads in order to lean a little bit heavier on the run, which would mean a little bit more Saquon time, guys, simply put. You want to know if Saquon's going to have a successful season? Is he going to meet the criteria of what everybody here is expecting? Well, the defense has got to show up and do their part, right? The offense has got to build these double-digit leads. We got to cut back on the turnovers. We got to get these 10-plus leads, and we got to protect them. We got to do what we were able to do early in the season against Tampa Bay when we took like a 10-minute drive, basically, and completely ran out the 4th quarter on the Bucs. You got to be able to snatch people's souls like that, guys. You got to snatch their souls with 15-play drives that are freaking almost 10 minutes. You snatch someone's soul like that on a drive, it's all over. And that's where I think a guy like Saquon behind this offensive line could get interesting. That's the other side of things that I can't answer. Can the defense live up to it? And can the offense limit the turnovers to bring everything in harmony to make this a thing? That's the other side of it that's not being discussed. Now, the final point I'm going to make. You want to talk about, can we snatch the souls out of people in the second half of football games, right? Can we establish 1st down runs, right? Can Saquon be a little bit more part of those 3rd and short situations? All the things we just discussed, right? You better know something about the guard, center, guard. What can our interior offensive line do, guys? Because you know what? 2021 second-round pick Landon Dickerson. 2022 second-round pick Cam Jurgens. 2023 high 3rd round, and near 2nd-round pick there, and Tyler Steen. 21, 22, 23 where our draft capital went. Premium picks in the interior offensive line. Can it live up? These are not small shoes to replace in Jason Kelce. I love Cam Jurgens' potential. I think Cam Jurgens has the potential to be really, really good in Philadelphia. However, we're talking about Jason Kelce being one of the all-time greats at the position. Not that he's necessarily the greatest, but his name is going to be up there amongst those guys. You know, Cam Jurgens is even 85% to 90% of Jason Kelce. You got a really good freaking center in the NFL. Can we get that, right? Tyler Steen. That young man was throwing them reps up on that bench press. The young man is strong. He's also very raw and very much a work in progress in terms of playing on the interior offensive line. A lot of raw strength there, a lot of raw things to work with, right? There's some talent to develop there. Still some question marks that got to be answered. You want to know the answer to this? Tell me what you got from guard, center, guard. Your 21, your 22, your 23 draft picks. Tell me if those dudes are good enough. Because if they're good enough, mixed in with the way that we can work 1st down, mixed in with what Saquon can do on 3rd and short, mixed in with the defense and the offense and everything kind of working in harmony together to create these double-digit leads in games to where we're just killing clock, then yeah, I think Saquon can absolutely live up to the total yardage that people are expecting. And to set the threshold that I'm hearing, guys, is above 1,500 yards, which I think above 1,500 yards is very reasonable. I would say, really, that would be disappointing if he's under 1,500 yards. I would say we're really talking about 1,800 yards or greater between the run and his ability to receive. I think if you get in that range of 1,800 yards or greater, then you're talking about a really, really impactful season from the running back position, which would also lead me to believe that the Philadelphia Eagles are doing really well in the season, because it probably tells me that A.J. Brown has gone off, Devontae's gone off, Dallas Goedert's gone off, you know, Aniyah Smith, whatever. You know, all these guys have gone off, and we've built double-digit leads, and we're just pounding the rock down people. Like, we're daring you to come up in the box and stop us. We're daring you to try to stop this running game because we're about to snatch clock from you. All right, guys, that's my thoughts. If you want to see me break down the X's and O's of the game in terms of like what I saw from Kellen Moore's system, watch this video right here. Other than that, guys, I appreciate y'all so much. And if it's your first time watching me, I appreciate your subscription. If you want to do that, guys, right over there, guys. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm out of here.